Hello, finance. I finished my sandwich. It was delicious. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to stop skipping videos and watch all of them. Anyways, we're picking up in page 234, section 3. You won't love the entry level, all right? Hopefully the entry level still exists by the time you enter the job market. I know a lot of leftist-leaning politicians are trying to completely dissolve the entry level by upping the minimum wage and wrecking the economy, but whatever. Let's hope it still exists.
I want to be a teacher, and it really just depends on your degree, how much you get paid or not.
I want to be an actor, but it varies if you find work. So,
I'd say about $75,000 a year, maybe. About $45,000, $50,000 a year.
I want to be a professional football player, and I don't know. It just depends on your position and stuff, what team you play for. But I know it pays millions, billions. So
I don't know. I guess it would have to depend on how good you are at it.
About 75 grand beginning. Later on, probably in the 100 grand.
I really have no clue. Good money.
I'm sure probably at least $1 million.
50,000 to probably $100,000.
A lot. I don't know. Hopefully a lot.
Do you ever just
But
watch these
if
videos with me
not,
and think,
That's okay, I
Man.
guess.
I really wish I knew what questions they were asking these children? Is that just me? I mean, you can kind of figure it out.
I'll never forget, after I graduated from college, I woke up one morning and thought, oh my gosh, I have to go to work. Sure, I loved my job, but in college, everything was a choice. Now, if I wanted to eat, keep my lights on, and pay my rent, I had to go to work. That day and every weekday that followed. Welcome to being an adult. Growing up and living in the real world took a little getting used to. I also remember being shocked at the bills. Things I used to take for granted, like cable and food, were now my responsibility. It's basically like, if you've got the money, you eat, and if you don't, well, you don't. Get this. The average rent on a one-bedroom apartment in most cities is about $750 a month. And for water and electricity, which are kind of important too, we're talking about $200 a month. Food will cost you around $250 a month, and yes, that's just for one person. That's $1,200 a month already. Now, college graduates who actually get a job in their field might start out with $35,000 to $45,000 a year. But if you factor in graduates
All right,
who are
so we live in Southern California, right? Average rent for a studio apartment, but for those of you who don't know, a studio is one room, meaning the kitchen, the living room, and the bedroom are all one room. And then the bathroom is a separate room, obviously, but that's more or less a studio apartment. You walk in and the living room and bedroom are right there, and there's a little corner for the kitchen. That's a studio apartment. In San Diego right now, those are going for about, I want to say they're just over $1,000, maybe $1,100 a month. So Southern California is a bit more expensive. Keep that in mind when you pick where you want to live.
Unemployed or underemployed because they can't find work in their career field, the average salary drops to around $27,000. That comes out to about $1,800 a month after taxes. Yes, I said taxes. Don't expect to see all of that $27,000 come home with you. That's because taxes will eat up between 20 to 25% of your paycheck. That only leaves about $600 a month for things like transportation, clothes, cable, a cell phone. Not to mention saving, giving, and having fun with your friends. Look, being an adult is a blast. I'm not trying to scare you off. I just want you to be prepared. The real world is full of both opportunity and responsibility. You might think that having a full-time job means you're able to go out and buy whatever you want, but that's just not real life. That's why it's crucial to know how to budget now. Many teens expect to live like their parents right out of college. You know, a big house with nice furniture, a new car. But here's the deal. Your parents didn't have all of those things when they were starting out. If you don't believe me, just ask them. Listen to the story of their humble beginnings, their first apartment or car, or where they used to go out to eat for dinner. Someday you'll look back on your first car with one working window or your Craigslist coffee table and you'll laugh. Because they are pieces of junk, sure, but those little sacrifices paved a way for a great future. The truth is, it takes time and being smart with your money to build wealth. So get an education, budget your income, save for big items, and invest early for your future. As you move up in your career, your income will grow. And if you do what we teach, you will win with money.
For me personally, it was a matter of I'd played football, and I knew that I would love to play at the next level. I had an agent that seemed to think that me going to the Canadian Football League would potentially lead to the NFL. So that was in my head. I also had a desire that I knew I wanted to move forward and go into the law enforcement field, FBI specifically. So I knew I had grad school on my mind with that standpoint. Then there was a promoter, a boxer, that wanted to sponsor me to be a boxer for 2 years. They were going to pay me a salary to all I had to do was train and lift weights and learn how to box. So what was I supposed to do? I was sitting down, I was mulling over this, trying to figure it out. What do I do? What's the smartest thing for me to do right now? My grandmother walks in, and she said, "Chris, what are you doing?" I said, "Nan," that's what I called her. I said, "I am really trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do right now. I'm confused, and I have a lot of options, but I want to do the thing that's best for me down the road." And she looked at me, and she sat down, and she talked, and she let me talk to her about each of the three. I went through details, talking about pros and cons, the numbers, the money. And she says, "Honey, what you need to do is you need to simply do this one thing. You need to grab a hold of the opportunity and throw the chances away." That statement would become kind of my battle cry for people, to essentially focus on the things that are going to bring you an opportunity and throw away the chances. So how do you do that? Well, you have to sit down and begin to look at them. What's the bottom line result that can happen if you do choice A, choice B, and choice C? And is it leading you somewhere? If it's not leading you somewhere, to me, that's a chance. There's a chance, 50-50. It could go well, there's 50% chance that it may not. So you want to look at the thing that's going to give you an option, an opportunity for down the road to build yourself and your career.
Calvin Coolidge said this. He said, "Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan 'Press On' has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race."
Okay, so kind of an important lesson there. It's something that I've been harping on for the last few videos, which is, dreams are easy, getting to work is not. So you got to have a good balance of having, dreams of what you want to do, but make sure you're willing to work through the entry level, work through your first job, work through your second job. I think I mentioned this a few videos ago. From the time I figured out I wanted to be a teacher, I still had a couple of jobs in between me making that a reality. Okay, so get over it. You're probably not going to like your first job if it's an entry-level job, right? Things that you can learn how to do, you learn how to work hard. One of the best skills you can learn at an entry-level job is how to clean a toilet, right? If you are a hard worker, that's something that will make your entry-level job turn into mid-level very quickly, and then you've got a mid-level job while you figure out or work on getting your dream job. So, working hard, showing initiative, these are all things that you can learn in entry-level. Don't be afraid to clean. It doesn't. Some of you might be thinking, like, clean a toilet. Why would I clean a toilet? I'm not going to be a janitor. No. If you go work at McDonald's, someone at McDonald's cleans the toilets, and it's not the janitor. It's usually the person behind the register who takes your order. You know, it's probably not one of the fry cooks. So if you work at McDonald's, you can start off at a register or on the, probably not the drive-through because you won't be good enough yet. You'll probably start off at the register, and you'll start off cleaning. You'll have to clean the dining area, you'll clean the counters, you'll clean the toilets, and then you'll wash your hands really good, and then you'll go take orders, and then you'll put orders into put food into bags, and then pass them out, and then you'll go out and clean some more. Let's see here. My first job, so my first job was actually at a paintball field in Ramona. Trying to think. I don't even know how to explain the cleaning. That was a really hard, laborious job. There's a lot of work, a lot of physical work, lifting, moving, putting paintball markers together and testing things, and then stuff like that. That one, I didn't have to clean any toilets there because it was kind of like at a paintball field. I'm trying to even remember where the bathrooms were. I think it was just a porta-john. They had a contractor that would drop off porta-johns. And they'd switch those out. So no cleaning bathrooms there. My second job, where I worked in a warehouse, yep, absolutely had to clean the bathrooms. Had to sweep floors, clean bathrooms, clean countertops, stuff like that. Knowing how to clean, knowing how to work at that entry level is highly important. It makes you more valuable, and it makes you learn how to respect people who start from the bottom. Let me see here. Did we go through all this? Yep, we went through all the blanks on 234, 235. And one thing that we haven't really talked about yet is how to get a job. I think that's the following video. But if you're a high schooler, the best way you can get a job is just be tenacious, be aggressive, get out there, and keep bugging people until they hire you. All right. I guess that's it for this video. Kind of a short one. Nice break for you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.